Hello, good afternoon, good morning to you wherever you are in the world. Welcome to this introduction to Overdrive session. This event will focus on the use of Overdrive as an extranet, enabling you to share information with contacts outside your organization. My name is Sean Power, and I also have my colleague Ian Weatherhook with me. So say hello, Ian.
Hello, Ian.
Good, just a cheeky way to do an audio check. Ian is the Chief Technical Officer for Overdrive and will be helping with any questions raised during the session. The event today will last around 30 minutes and we'll make a recording available afterwards so you can review the information or share it with your colleagues as you wish after the event. If you do have any questions during the session, then please use the chat box on the right-hand side of the screen, and we'll answer any questions raised at the end of the session. We'll reply directly after the session for those we don't get to answer during the event, but hopefully we'll be able to answer them all, so feel free to ask any questions as they occur to you. So Overdrive is designed for organizations using G Suite. And this is because it's deeply integrated with G Suite, and it lets you create a website or a portal automatically from content held in Drive and elsewhere across G Suite and beyond. And with Overdrive, you can create great looking web pages and portals without the need for specialist skills. You simply decide what content you wish to share, choose from a wide range of page types to suit your content and the audience, and then add in your users. You will see how this works in the demonstrations as we go through the event today. Once it's created, your users will have easy online access to the resources and information that they need. And also, any site created by Overdrive is automatically mobile friendly. So your users can access the site on any device and from any location that they choose. One of the key strengths of Overdrive is the range of potential uses available, such as intranets, extranets, as we're talking about today, education portals, event sites, etc. And as you'll see in the demonstration, a site can be created very quickly to enable you to share information with people inside or outside your organization. Overdrive is hosted on Google Cloud Platform, and Google itself uses GCP to host its well-known services, such as Gmail, Drive, YouTube, Search, etc. And GCP provides global scalability for us and world-class security for Overdrive, and allows our team to concentrate on adding new and exciting features to the product. We have Overdrive customers worldwide, and here is a selection from different industries and locations, and also different uses of Overdrive, as you can see. And with some customers, such as Tarmac and Western Homes, we have created customized Overdrive solutions to meet their specific requirements. Overdrive sites can be made public on request, and a good example of this is UNESCO Sardona, which uses a public Overdrive site to share large quantities of scientific research information. So hopefully that was giving you some background information on the Overdrive if you haven't had that already. We now have two demonstrations for you to bring everything to life. The first is a recorded video of a site creation process, and then I'll show you a few features of Overdrive on a public extranet demonstration site. So first, the video.
With Overdrive, you can set up a great looking site in minutes using content from Google Drive. Today I'm going to create an extranet site for my company, Sandford. We're an office furniture company and need to make our product and marketing information available to our distributors, and all without them having to know anything about Google Drive or having a Google account. Overdrive sites are built from Google Drive folders, and for this site I'm going to start with this area, which contains the folders I want to share. The Files folder has subfolders and a variety of file types, as you can see. And in brochures, there's a Google Doc for every product in the range. Once I've connected Overdrive to Drive, I can use this menu to both create new sites and jump across to existing ones. I'm going to sign in using my Google account, but in a minute I'll configure the site to to allow my users to sign in using other methods. This interactive tool is great for finding your way around Overdrive when you come to build your own site, but I'll close it down for now. As you can see, my site has been automatically created using the content in Google Drive. Notice how all of the folders from Drive are now pages in the menus, and they'll stay in sync if I make changes in here or in Drive. And the contents of the folders has been brought across too. Now my distributors have friendly, easy access to the same files and folders we use internally. The brochures folder needs to look way better, so I'm going to use Page Builder over here on the pencil icon to turn the folder tile into a blog. Each brochure now shows with a thumbnail image extracted from the doc and the first few sentences of text. My colleagues can create new brochures in Drive or right here. And they can edit them in Drive or right here. My site design is looking a bit basic, so I'm going to use Template Designer to pick a template that better suits my corporate colors. These advanced settings give me lots more control over the design and layout if I want to go further. And now I'm going to find my company logo. And while I'm in Site Settings, I'm going to switch to the Security tab. I can invite users individually, but I can also allow anyone from specific domains to log in. So I'm going to paste a list of domains belonging to the stakeholders that I want to access the site. Now I'm going to choose the methods that I want to allow them to sign in. And while I'm here, I'll set up some groups that will allow me to restrict certain pages to the members of those groups. And finally, I'll set the welcome message that they'll see before they sign in. Now let's work on the home page, which is always an important page for any site. I'm going to use the same welcome text for after they've signed in. The assets folder is where I'm going to keep logos and other files needed for the site, and I don't need it to appear in the menus, so I'll switch it off like this. And now I'm going to use Page Builder again to replace the folder tile with some more interesting content. I'm going to start with an image box and pick something inspirational to brighten things up. Now as I move down the other tile categories, from Google Drive you'll see I can add folders and files from my drive and shared drives, as well as content from other G Suite apps including Calendar. I'm just going to configure this to show my marketing calendar, which contains important dates that my distributors need to know about. Contacts, maps, photos, and Google Groups. From social networks, I'm going to add a Twitter tile. Overdrive is also integrated with other cloud apps such as Microsoft OneDrive and Smartsheet, and has a variety of other tiles to aid productivity, such as workflow, and collaboration, such as the discussion tile. Now let's log out and take a fresh look. There are the login methods I chose, including email address and password with automatic registration. And here's the home page my stakeholders will see when they sign in. And there we have it, a great looking site in around 5 minutes that will form the basis of my new G Suite powered extranet.
Great, thanks for doing that, Ian. So hopefully that has given you an idea as to how we can create great sites very quickly and some of the features you can add into your site. What I'm going to do now is show you what a finished extranet site could look like and some of the features particularly relevant for that type of site. So this is our demonstration site here, extranet site here. We'll send you the link to the site after today's session so you can visit it yourself. And it's created to show what an extranet site could look like, and in this case for this fictional furniture manufacturer called Sandford. For this part of the event, I will show you a handful of the many features available which are useful when using Overdrive as an extranet site, just to build on the previous demonstration. And this is the home page, which is similar to one we saw on Ian's site. It highlights some of the features which might be appropriate for your homepage, in addition to those showed earlier by Ian's video. And one of the great features of Overdrive is its ability to display content in different ways. And this page shows an embedded Google Doc. And this is where we take the contents from a doc and embed them directly onto the page. And in this case, we have added a neat feature to paginate the document to make navigation even easier for our users, as demonstrated here. We can also provide the ability for our users to edit the document on this page, and we saw this in the video previously. So this allows us to edit the information on the Overdrive site without ever leaving Overdrive. It is possible to share other types of content with users on your extranet site as well, using Overdrive. And on this page over here, we're sharing contact information, the contact data coming directly from Google Contacts in this case. Now here we see a list of contacts and have the opportunity to choose what information is displayed on this list for my users. I can also filter this list to quickly find the contact that I need. And then I can click through to see more information about that contact if required. And this is a great example of how Overdrive can take existing G Suite data and enhance the presentation of it, as well as making it easier to share with my users. In addition to embedding Google Docs, as we showed earlier, we can also display Google Sheets in an interesting and friendly manner. In this case, we are showing a simple price list, but it gives you an idea of how an embedded sheet can be used. I can quickly sort the list, which is displayed on the page, and also filter the contents to find the information that I want. And that's a very useful feature when using large sheets with lots of data. And clicking on an item displays a pop-up window with additional information not shown in the original list view, such as an image or any other column in the underlying Google Sheet. Discussions are an important element of most extranet sites, and Overdrive caters for these very well, as well as providing the option for including discussions on pages with other content, such as a document or an image. Specific discussion pages can be created, such as this sale announcements one here. These discussions can either be public, so everyone on the site can see them, or they can be private and restricted to certain users. We can embed other types of documents and data in your extranet site too, as mentioned previously. And in this case, on this page, we're showing a Google Data Studio report with the product availability, which might be relevant for an extranet site. I can expand the report to full screen, and these reports are interactive, as you can see. So an ideal way to display all kinds of reports to your extranet users. Finally, one more thing I will show you is a calendar, as this is often a requirement to share important dates and events with your extranet users. This is easily accomplished with Overdrive, as we can incorporate your Google calendars into the site. Here we're showing a calendar which is displaying some events relevant to the audience. I can change the view from the default view, which is monthly in this case, and I can either change it to weekly or daily view as appropriate. Also, to add more flexibility, I can incorporate multiple calendars onto this page and display them together, which will be needed in some circumstances. So that's all I want to show you from the extranet and the demonstration site. There are plenty of other features available which are contained in this public site. So I'd encourage you to visit it after the event to see some of the other features that we haven't shown today at your leisure. So if we quickly come back to the presentation. So here's a quick summary of the main benefits of using Overdrive. As you saw in the demonstrations, an Overdrive site can be created automatically using Google Drive, folders and files. Building a site is fast and efficient compared with traditional methods, and no specialist skills are required. Many types of documents can be transformed automatically into powerful and user-friendly web pages. And pages can be easily updated or maintained by editing the original file, either from the site itself or from Drive. And this sync between Overdrive and the source location enables the site to be automatically updated when content changes at either end. Now, just a quick look at the licensing model. Overdrive pricing starts at $1 per user per month. We have a 25% discount available for education and non-profit organizations. As we mentioned previously, the number of sites that can be created is unlimited, which means your users can create as many sites for as many different uses as they need under this licensing scheme. We have further information on the pricing plans on our website, which is overdrive.io, and again, we'll send you the link after the event. So now I'd like to look at some questions which have come in. We do have some which came in before the event, which I'll go through as well. But firstly, we have a question from Ed. Can the private extranet sites truly be kept from being indexed and appearing in public searches? That sounds quite technical, so I'll bring Ian at this point.
Yeah, sure. Yes, search engines can't see the pages or files on an Overdrive site unless it's made public. And of course, your extranet, you wouldn't make it public. You require people to log in. So it's the same sort of security as keeps your competitors out. And even with a public site, we have a tick box that allows you that you click to allow the search engines to index. So public sites that we've mentioned earlier, like G Suite tips and things like that, really do want search engines to crawl all over them. But any kind of private site, totally locked out from the search engines.
Okay, great. This might come back to you as well, Ian. So another one from Ed. In discussions, is there the ability to send notifications to groups when a new topic is added or if followed?
Yes, on the discussion tile, actually coming very soon, coming in the next couple of weeks, there's a watch button, so you can follow the discussion. And when you're following it, you get emails every time anybody contributes to it.
Great. One that came in earlier from Steve, is there a maximum number of users per site? And I'll take that one because it's an easy one. And no, there isn't. You can have as many users as you want on the sites. So basically, when you're creating a site, you decide who can access the site. And as Ian showed in the demonstration previously, you can either do that either by adding individuals or by adding all users on a particular domain. So you can choose how people can access the site. And again, further to that, there is the possibility of adding or creating public sites, which effectively anybody can access if relevant. Another one, can external users upload files? I think I'll leave that one to you, Ian.
Yes, external users can upload files even if they don't have a Google account, and they don't have any rights to the folders that behind the site. All the files end up in Drive, owned by you on your Drive account. So very much yes.
Okay, great. I think that's it for the question. Oh, sorry, one more from Shalonda and another one. How do they upload the folders if they don't have an account? I'll leave that one to you, Ian.
Yeah, well, that's obviously following on from what we were just talking about. Without going too deep into the technicalities of it, they pick a file off their device and upload it. It gets streamed to Overdrive, and Overdrive adds the file to your Drive so that it's owned by you. So in that way, external users can contribute files if you want them to. Very powerful feature.
Okay, great. Hopefully that's answered, Shalom. It is a complicated subject, so maybe worth further discussion. Wade, for the extranet, I'm guessing you would need to make the Google Docs available externally. Is there a danger of external users with logins sharing the docs externally to people that don't have access to the extranet? Again, I'll leave that one to you.
Sure. Yes, Wade. You're right that where files are simply, as we call, framed. Sean showed embedded files where the files are really part of the page, and that was the Google Doc and the Google spreadsheet. And those files don't need to be shared externally. They can be still restricted to just to you as a user, not even your company. So in that case, no, there's no way that the files could be shared. But if you don't embed them, and some files can't be embedded, files like PDFs and Office documents and things like that. So technically, yes, they have to be link shared. And if somebody were to fish out the link and pass it on to somebody, then that would be possible.
Good. Simon seemed to come up with an easy one, so I'll answer this one. Please explain the pricing model, $5 per person versus $1 per person. Thanks for being very observant, Simon. It gives me a chance to explain this. So there are two types of licenses depending on what the user is activating and what they're using the site for. We have editors and viewers. So editors charged at $5 per month has the opportunity to be a site administrator, but they don't necessarily have to be an administrator. But what they are doing is changing content on the site. They're either uploading new content or they're editing existing content on there. Whereas a viewer simply consumes the information that is already on the site. They cannot add new data and they can't edit the existing data. So depending on what the user will be doing, you decide which is the most relevant license, and you'll have a mix of those. You'll have some editors and you'll have some viewers in most cases for most typical sites. Again, we can talk about the details around that as to, actually what does make an editor, what are they changing, etc., and what makes a viewer if that gets into more details. Okay, I think there is another question coming through. We can come to that later, so feel free to keep asking the questions. And here we go from Ed. If someone downloads a file, are they a viewer or an editor? Ian, I'll leave that one to you.
Yeah, to download, you just need to be a viewer. To upload, you need to be an editor.
Good, very simple. Okay, we'll leave the questions open. Obviously, if you do have any other questions, just feel free to put them on there. Okay, so here are some recommended next steps in your investigation of Overdrive. You could create a trial site to try out some of the features shown in the demonstrations. And after the session, we'll send you links to our public demonstration sites, including the extranet one we briefly showed you earlier. So you can visit them and see what your finished site might look like, as well as sharing with your colleagues. If you have more complex requirements, we can arrange an individual call or consultation with either ourselves or one of our partners. And we'll look at your requirements in detail and advise on the best approach. So we'll follow up with more information, including the links as mentioned to the demonstration site and also the site to create your own trial site. If you do have any other questions which come after the event, then please just respond to those messages and we'll gladly help you from there. So that's all from us today. Thank you for joining, or thank you for watching if you're watching the recording. And we look forward to seeing you and talking to you and seeing what you're using Overdrive for in the future. So thank you very much.